everybody, and welcome back. It's the 4th of July today, and I thought what better way to celebrate the 4th of July than paint an American flag pistol. So I have this Kel-Tec right here, and we're going to paint it with a tattered American flag while we still can celebrate the American flag. So let's talk about how we're going to do it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to spray the entire thing white. I'm going to put my stencils down for my stars, and I'm going to lay down stencils for my white stripes. Then we're going to go ahead and spray the blue area, and then we're going to spray the reds. We'll get that in the oven, we'll flash cure that off, and we'll spray it with the black and do our battle wear. So it should be a pretty easy paint job to do, and let's get this knocked out so I can go enjoy the rest of my 4th of July. All our parts are cleaned and degreased, blasted and prepped and ready for paint. So we'll go ahead and get into the paint booth and spray our first coat of white. These are the stencils I've got printed out. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to use the bigger stars or the smaller stars. And then I've got these all printed out, so I'll be able to use parts of those for all those different stripes. I think I like the smaller stars, so I'll go ahead and get some transfer tape and pick up these stars. Now when we do these stars, we want to make sure that we've got the stars with the point straight forward, versus if we did it like this, the stars would all be skewed. So we're going to use the point straight forward. We're going to line this up on the middle. There we go. We'll just wrap these stars down. As we're peeling off the transfer tape, we got to be careful not to pull all the stars off with it. Because we can't pull it off at a sharp angle, we're going to have to use a tool or a finger to help hold the stars down as you peel the tape off. And don't worry, because not all the stars are going to stay on. We're going to have to place a few manually. With all of our stars set, we can start putting on the stripes. I'm going to place my first stripe right below the stars, and then we can start working up and down from them. And as we get our stripes going across some of these grooves, I'm going to use a tool to make sure we press them in. That way we don't get any underspray on our stencils. Have all the stripes on our slide, we're going to clean up the ends here. Just cut them off and tuck them under where they're not going to be seen. And now we can continue on placing the rest of our stripes. Now as we wrap them around the grip or the trigger guard, we're going to try to make sure that we can line it up with the stencil so it wraps all the way around. I think these stencils are looking pretty good. The colors we're going to use for this are Stormtrooper white, U.S. Marine Corps red, Kel-Tec navy blue, and Graphite black. Alright, so I set up 2 spray guns, one to spray with the Kel-Tec blue, and one to spray with the Marine Corps red. So I've roughly taped off the area where I'm going to spray the blue. That way I don't get a whole bunch of overspray. I mean, I'm going to try to, I used a ripped piece of tape so it'll have a little bit of a jagged edge. And we're going to spray this section blue, then we'll remove that masking tape, and then we can spray the red.
The reason we're using the masking is because we're not going to cure in between the blue and the red, so we don't want the colors to mix too much at the transition point.
Okay, I'm going to let that flash off while I work on the slide. I've got the slide set up the same way, so we'll go ahead and get it sprayed. Alright, I'm going to let this flash off while I peel the tape off the receipt or the frame.
Now we'll start spraying our red, and we'll just be careful not to get too much overspray into the blue. And then we'll continue to paint the rest of the frame.
Now that we got our red and our blue on, we're going to go ahead and flash cure these, and then we'll do our battle wear. Okay, this should be tacked out. We can start peeling our stencils off. To spray on the battle wear.
As I spray the black, I'm going to work on making some dark points and some light points that I don't have to spend so much time with the Scotch-Brite.
There we go. I think that will do. We're going to give that about 5 to 7 minutes in the oven, and we'll scuff it up.
And so I'll do the same thing on the slide with some dark spots and some light spots. That way we make it easy for ourselves.
Okay, same with this. We'll put this in the oven for a few minutes and we'll scuff it up. So when I go to scuff up the battleware on here, I'm going to use this it's a used Scotch-Brite, so it's not very abrasive anymore. And then I'm also going to use a little bit of my acetone on my Scotch-Brite, so I don't have to really scrub into it much. I can just kind of just lightly hit it, and it'll wipe off the paint slowly, and we'll get it to where we like it, and then we'll throw it back in the oven for a full cure. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of acetone on here, and we're gonna start lightly hitting it.
Take your time with the Scotch-Brite, because you definitely don't want to rub too much off. And you have to be also careful that if you're too aggressive with the Scotch-Brite, you can actually start going through your other layers of paint and potentially back to base metal, and you definitely don't want that.
I think that's looking pretty good. Pull some more white out of these stars.
Now we can start working the other side, and then as we're working the other side and other pieces, we need to make sure we keep the consistency of the battleware about the same.
Well, I think that's going to be it. I'm liking the look of this. I think we'll call that good. We'll put it in the oven for a full cure.